Hey there, welcome to the video. Today I'm going to be showing you an easy KDP niche book idea that you could be starting as soon as today. In fact, one seller is making around an extra $456 per month just from one of these simple books. And the best part is this book is actually pretty simple and relatively easy to make, which makes this a great way for beginners to start publishing books on Amazon KDP. And so today I'm going to be going through this niche with you, as well as showing you how I validate the niche. And then I'm going to show you how to start creating the interiors. And then we're going to finish it off with the all-important keyword research, which is what you're going to need to get your book seen and sold. So if you're a beginner looking to make income online and start a side hustle, or you're just trying to find a new niche, well, then this video is for you. But before that, hey guys, my name is Jeff, and this channel is all about becoming self-sufficient when it comes to making money online. And right now we're talking about low and medium content publishing on Amazon KDP. So if this sounds interesting to you, feel free to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. With that being said, let's get started. So what are we talking about today? Well, today we're going to be talking about the Nursing Pharmacology Notebook. Now, whenever you're publishing on Amazon KDP, the very first thing that you want to do is your research. And what do I mean by that? Well, I mean finding out if the niche that you're trying to get into is something that's going to be worth it and something that's going to be profitable. In other words, I'm talking about niche validation. And on top of that, you're going to want to find the keywords that are going to go into your title, your subtitle, and those backend keywords that'll give you the best chance at ranking on the first page of Amazon. Now, here I am on Amazon and I did a search for Nursing Pharmacology Notebook. And this is actually a search suggestion from Amazon, because if I go up here and I go ahead and take away notebook right here under Amazon search suggestions, that it actually shows up right here. So that means that people are actually searching for this specific keyword. But the very first thing that you're going to see on my screen is this purple bar right here. And what this is a plugin from self-publishing titans called Titans Quick View. It's free to use, free to download. So feel free to go ahead and install it on your browser. And basically it's going to give you some useful information when you're doing your KDP research, such as the niche score. It'll give you the exact total results for that keyword. It'll give you things like the exact match, which means that how many of these books are using this exact keyword, how many books are independently published, the bestsellers rank, reviews, as well as price. But the very first thing that I look at when I'm looking into getting into a niche are the search results. And right now we're seeing 302 search results. Now, when I'm in the process of validating a niche, I look for three specific things. Number one, I look for search results that are about 1,000 and below, because this is going to tell me that the competition is not so high. So I might have a chance at getting my book ranked for a specific keyword. Number two, I like to look for 3 KDP books that all have a BSR or a bestsellers rank of 300,000 or below, because this is going to tell me that these books are selling. So that means that there's demand for this particular niche. And number three, I like to look for a niche score that's provided by the plugin that I'm using that has a score of 50 and higher. So we can see that Nursing Pharmacology Notebook has 302 search results. So that's below the 1,000 that I'm looking for. So this is a good first step. Now, the next part is to go down this first page of Amazon to look for 3 KDP books that all have a BSR of 300,000 or below. So we're going to go ahead and disregard any sponsored products and just look for the ones that don't have this word sponsored on the bottom of their books. And so here is one right here. We can see this book is independently published, which means it is a KDP book, and it has a bestsellers rank of 59,195. So that's below the 300,000 that we're looking for. So that's good. So let's look for book number 2. The book right next to it is a nursing school pharmacology notebook, very similar, and it's independently published and has a ranking of 73,798. So that's book number 2. And then the book right next to it right here is also very similar, but it has a bestsellers rank of 443. So let's move on and let's look at the next book. We have this one right here that's ranking it at 241,000. So that's book number 3. So right then and there, we already have our step 2 satisfied. But let's go ahead and look through the rest of the first page to see how many other books are selling well. We can see these next 3 books all have a pretty good ranking, but it's not below the 300,000. And then we have this one right here that's ranking in just below 300,000. So that's 4 books right there. We have another book right here at 243,000, another one at 176,000. So we can see that there's demand for this particular niche, and more specifically this particular keyword. And with a niche score of 57, that's above the 50 that I'm looking for. So this satisfies all 3 of my requirements, which is telling me that there might be potential to make some profits in this niche. Now let's go ahead and look deeper into one of these books. So let's go ahead and grab this one right here. We can see this book has a ranking of 59,195. So that's actually pretty good. And we can see that it was published back in 2022. So it's been about 2 years. And so I'd be interested to see the historical BSR, which is what we're going to do pretty soon. But let's go ahead and look at the rating. It has a 4.6 out of 5, mostly all 5 stars, and 81 ratings overall. So those are all good signs. And we can see that it's priced at $8.99, and it has 125 pages overall in the book, sized at 8.5 by 11 inches. So this is really a standard sized KDP book. And what this is really just a logbook, because I'm going to show you the interior right after we do this BSR graph. So right here is the historical bestsellers rank for this book. And so right here, you're seeing the last 30 days. When it goes down, the book is selling. When it goes up, it's not selling. But we can see the performance for the past month. Now, if we go to 90 days, we can see a little bit more. The last 6 months to a year, we can see that the sales have been relatively stable. And then if we go all time to when it was first published, we can see that when it was first published, that the sales went up and down. But then somewhere around October, so that's Q4, it started selling really well, and it's kind of been able to maintain that ranking. As you can see, this pinkish red magenta color right here, these are all the reviews coming in. And so there is a correlation with the amount of reviews that you get and how well your book is ranking. And as we can see, it's really compounded right here for the past year. And it's just kind of staying in this sweet spot right here. And I don't see this slowing down anytime soon. I would be interested to see how this sells in Q4. Now, usually you're going to have a button right here to see the sample, but this one doesn't. And so we're going to go ahead and see if they have any A+ content. And right here, luckily, they do have A+ content, and we can see a little bit of the interior. And so here is the cover, and then here is the interior. And as you can see, the interior is just the same page that's repeated over and over. So in reality, these are just a bunch of square boxes with some labels in the boxes. And this is a very, very simple book. And these types of books are very easy to make, and they can become a very consistent moneymaker in your library. Now, another thing to note is that this publisher might be using ads, or they might not be using ads. And I won't be able to know that unless I see an actual sponsored product. But if they are using ads, it can help with this BSR, with this bestsellers rank. But by no means do you need to run ads to be successful. If you know how to run ads and you have a budget, then I would suggest to do it. Otherwise, it could be a huge money pit. And oftentimes it's not worth the trouble. Now, if we go ahead and take the BSR of this book and plug it into a sales calculator to see how much it's estimated to be making, we can see that this book makes about 5 sales a day, which is about 150 units a month, which is about $15 per day, or $456 per month. Now, you might be thinking that $456 per month is not a lot of money, but looking at how simple this book is, this is actually really good, especially because you can make more and more of these books. And so $400 here, $400 there, and you can see where I'm getting at. And the best part about this is that this is mostly passive income, because once you have your book up on Amazon, well, Amazon's going to do the selling for you. They're going to ship your book, they're going to print your book, and they're going to deal with the customer service for you, all while paying you your royalties for every single book sold. And so if your book starts doing well and starts selling, it could be selling day after day, week after week, month after month, even year after year, without you ever having to mess with it again. Now that we validated this niche and seen that there's some potential here, it's time to talk about how to create these types of interiors. And the good thing is that there's actually a couple different ways to do this. Now, since this interior is so simple, I would suggest to start out by going to Creative Fabrica. Now, here I am on Creative Fabrica, and I did a search for nursing pharmacology, and I filtered it by KDP interiors here in the categories. And we can see there's about 25 interiors here that's all set and ready to be uploaded onto KDP. And I'm assuming most of these are very similar. So if we go ahead and look around, we can see this one right here is very similar to that example that we saw. As you can see, it's just a bunch of boxes right here with some labels. So this one would work well. And we have a couple more designs here. So feel free to use whichever one you like. Now, if you're gonna go this route with Creative Fabrica, what I suggest you do is not upload these interiors as is. And what I mean by that is that you don't want to be uploading what you download from Creative Fabrica directly onto KDP and then hit publish. What I suggest is for you to take inspiration from these designs and these templates and make your own. So meaning create the boxes yourself, create the lines in those boxes yourself, and choose the font. Even with a book as simple as this, it's not going to take that much time, and it's going to be something that's original. Now, here's the interior that I made for this niche. As you can see, if we scroll down, it's really a simple interior. I have a belongs to page with the address, phone number, email. And then as you can see, it looks very similar to the ones we saw in Creative Fabrica, although I did make this by myself. And so this one has pharmacology, the title right here. And then I have all these boxes with their labels on it. And it was pretty simple to make. So if I click on it, you can see that they're just boxes right here. And then this is another box. And so I just put it on top of each other. And then I put another text box right here and just labeled it. It's the same, repeated all throughout the book for about 120 pages. And so as you can see, this is 1 out of 2 because sometimes Canva has limitations to how big your project can be. So you have to create a second one and use some kind of website to be able to merge the PDFs together. But anyways, as you can see, it's a very simple interior to make. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this Canva project available in my Gumroad shop. I'll put the link down below in the description box. So you can go ahead and get it and be able to edit this right on Canva right here. You can mess around with this. You can change the fonts. And that's what I'm suggesting is not to upload this interior exactly how you see it. Instead, change the font here, change some positionings of these boxes, change the font in all of these boxes, but go ahead and use this as a template. So it will be available in my Gumroad shop. So look for it there. Now that you know how to start building these interiors and you're feeling confident that you can create this type of book, the next part is the all-important keyword research. Now, the way that I like to start my keyword research is really just by using the keywords that I have. And so as we can see here, I have nursing and I have pharmacology, and then I have nursing pharmacology. And so what I would do is I would search up nursing pharmacology, for example, and I would start there and I would see what Amazon brings up right here. And as you can see, there are a bunch of keywords here, a bunch of search suggestions by Amazon. And so if we go through them, we can see this one says nursing pharmacology blank medication template notebook. And right off the bat, I know this is a keyword that I want to use. So I'm going to keep track of this and put it on a spreadsheet for me to later analyze. And I'm going to go through this list and find all the keywords that's going to apply to my book. So for example, we have another one right here, nursing pharmacology notebook blank medication template notebook. We have nursing pharmacology study guide. We have nursing pharmacology notebook blank medication. So these keywords are all going to go on my list, and then I'm going to keep searching. And the next thing that I would do is I would probably take away this nursing word right here and just try pharmacology and see what comes up. As we can see, there's a bunch of keywords here that come up. Now, not all of these keywords will apply, but as we can see, there's notebook here, there's book here, there's for nurses here. There are some keywords here that we can use, study guide. And so all of the keywords here that I see that apply to my book, I will add onto my list. Now, another way to find some keywords would be simply to just go through one of the pages on Amazon and see what the successful books are using for their keywords. So for example, for our example right here, we can see it says nursing pharmacology blank medication template notebook, which if you remember is actually one of the Amazon search suggestions that we just saw. And so they're already using it. And so there's nothing new there. This one right here says a blank medication template for a nursing student and study guide. So they included the word study guide. So maybe that's something that I can look up here. Pharmacology study guide. So if I type that in, let's see what comes up. We can see here's one right here, pharmacology study guide notebook, study guide for nursing students. So these keywords are going to go onto my list so I can analyze them later. And if we keep scrolling down, we're going to find more keywords from these titles. We have this one right here where it adds at the end to study and memorize key drug details. And so that's another thing that I can search. I can search up pharmacology drug and see what comes up. And as you can see, here's one right here, pharmacology drug class notebook, pharmacology drug template notebook. So these are all keywords that are going to go on the list. And so this is basically how I do keyword research. Now, once you have all your keywords, it should look a little something like this. As you can see, I have a bunch of keywords here. This is a list of about 93 keywords. And so we have, as you can see, nursing pharmacology notebook. We have things like pharmacology study guide, and we just have a bunch of keywords here. And so your list should look a little something like this. And the other things that I keep track of are, for example, what I mentioned in the beginning of the video. I track the search results right here. I track the question of, is there 3 KDP books that are all ranking under 300,000 or below? As you can see, I haven't finished this yet. I need to finish this, but it will be done by the time that you watch this video. I keep track of the average BSR on the first page, as well as that niche score that's provided by Self-Publishing Titans. And I do this for every single keyword. And this is going to be the most time-consuming part of publishing, is to analyze every single one of the keywords that you have on your list. Sometimes it can take an hour, sometimes a few hours, sometimes even a day or two. But this is one of the most important parts of the business. And so if you don't do this properly and you don't really take your time, then you're not going to know the keywords to target. And if you don't know the keywords to target, chances are that your book might not be seen and you won't be making those sales. Now, if you're interested in making this type of book, I'm going to make this list of keywords available in my Gumroad shop. The link is down below. So go ahead, check it out and use this for your book so it can start helping you make some sales. Well, there you have it. That's it for today's video. If you have any questions, let me know down below. And if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell, as well as follow me on all my socials at JeffSetLife. With that being said, thanks for watching. Bye for now.